Hello again, my stamping friends. Thank you for joining me for another video. Can't believe that I'm actually getting 2 done this week. I have a little bit of a different arrangement for my filming station, and I'm not 100% sure it's going to work, but I'm a little bit more crowded for space, so you're probably going to see a little bit more of a mess around my work area. I'm going to use a stamp bundle today that is in the mini catalog that goes from January till June. It's called the Sweet Strawberry Sweet or Bundle, and it actually comes with this stamp set that we're going to use, and it comes with a matching punch. This is the stamp set we're using along with for our inside greeting. It came from the Butterfly Gala, and it's a thank you sentiment. We are also going to be using several different colors today. We're going to use Coastal Cabana. We're going to use Granny Apple Green, Poppy Parade, and Daffodil Delight. And that's just about all that we're going to be using. A blending brush is something I've not done before. We're just going to do a little bit of blending. This is a new item that Stampin' Up! Came out with, and it's kind of taken the places of, you know, how I used to do sponging and we'd kind of blend colors in with sponges. Now they have these brushes. They are so soft and so nice, and they do a really good job of blending. We'll also be using a little bit of linen thread. So that's it for that. Let me get started. Here's our card. Like I said, it's a thank you card, and I'm using the Coastal Cabana colors, and on the inside it just says thank you so very much. So let's get started with this. In your packet, there will be a envelope, of course. We have a card base. This is, like I said, Coastal Cabana. This is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And we will use our bone folder. Get a nice, press that down nicely. And then you'll have 2 pieces of basic white. One is 3 3/4 by 5 inches. That's going to be your front piece. One for the inside is 4 by 5 1/4. You'll have a piece of designer series paper. This is just some retired paper that I had on hand. This is, let's see, what is this? I think this is a 3 3/4. Yes, 3 3/4 by 5. Is that correct? Let me see. This looks a little bit strange to me, but no. This is correct. Make sure I gave you the right measurements there. So 3 3/4 by 5. And then you'll have a piece of designer series paper with strawberries on it that I have for the flap of the envelope. You'll have 2 pieces of basic white that we're going to use to do our stamping and punching on, and another little piece that's going to be our label for the thank you. So I think to get started, we're going to actually do our stamping. We'll do the inside first. I have the inside greeting on my Stamparatus, as I normally do. We're going to be inking that up in Poppy Parade. I have a little rubber band on here if I can get this off. Had my stitches in my hand taken out today, so it's a little bit talking to me a little bit. So here we go. We'll get the inside stamping done. And we will put our piece down. Got a magnet this time, I remembered. And we will get that stamped down. Oops, need to do a little bit more here. Oh, guess what? I moved it a little bit. Okay. 2 sides to every sheet of paper. Let's see if I can do a better job. Okay. Now maybe this will be better. So one thing with the Stamparatus, it works beautifully, but you cannot move your white piece. There, I don't even need to do that one twice. So there's our nice greeting for the inside. Now, the other stamping that we're going to do on this, and we're going to do a few of these, so I will show you how we're doing this. We're going to make up our strawberry. Now, this is a two-step stamp set, and what that means is we will stamp the outside of the strawberry. And again, I'm going to be using Poppy Parade. So you have 2 images here. You have one that has like the little seeds on it, which is the outside, and then this is the coloring piece for the inside. So we will ink this up. And if I go out of camera, I apologize. This new setup, I not quite have as much room, so I probably am going to have more of a difficult time staying in camera. And we should have a pad under this because it is a photopolymer set and there's no cushion on it, so I always use my little piercing mat pad, and I use it more for stamping than I do piercing. We don't do as much of that anymore as we used to. And so we will put this down here. There we go. And then we will do the inside. And so you just kind of, since it's photopolymer, you can see, and so if I get my head in the way, pardon my head, but you're just going to line it up, put it down, and it's going to fill in the inside area. Just like that. So you have a really pretty little strawberry going on right there. Okay. Now, while we're doing this, we're also going to do, we'll do one more. We have 3 on the front of the card. If you see, I have 3 right here, and I've actually already done one, but I wanted to show you how to stamp it out, punch it out and everything. The one thing about the punch is you want to look at it, and you want to see how your images are facing, what direction they're facing. And also, it works better if you have a narrower piece of paper. Like I just want to do the strawberry right now. So I'm going to have just a smaller piece of paper that I can stick in here, and I won't have to punch out all those other pieces like the leaf and all of that. So you do want to pay a little bit of attention to the direction of your, although if you're doing another small strip, it's not quite as important. Okay. And we're going to do exactly the same thing that I did before. We're going to stamp down the outline. And we will fill in the color. Okay. And while we're stamping strawberries, we will also do our envelope. Okay, so today is doctor day for the minis. It seems like I had to go in this morning and get my stitches out, and then I do a yearly physical, and I had to go do my quote bone scan because I hadn't done that yet. And now my husband's in town going to get a COVID shot because he has developed, well, we really think it's just a cold, but we want to make sure. We both had our vaccines, but we just want to make sure that he's not, it's not something other than a cold. So he's in there getting that done. So today's been the day to run back and forth to the doctor's. Okay, so here's our thank you for the front. And this is a pretty small thing, but you can see through. And so I'm just gonna stamp that down and hope that we're getting it straight. Okay, if I don't smear it all over. Okay, that's not bad. Got that. Okay, done with the Poppy Parade. For the inside piece that I just stamped, I did the little strawberry. Now here's the little green part that goes on the top. And I just stamped this on some Granny Apple Green, and then I just punched it out. And we're going to do another one on white so I can show you how I did that. And we are going to put some liquid glue on here. Like I say, I have this new setup and it's not going to work. I can already tell it's too hard for me to get to my things. But I'm trying to make room where there's no room. Have you ever tried that? I had it set up in my office, and the way I was doing it, there was just hardly any room to walk around in. And so I decided, okay, I'm going to try something a little bit different. And it's just kind of a trial and error kind of thing. You try it. If it doesn't work, you try something else. So I will eventually get it the way I want it. Okay, so then all you do is you just take your little stem. I put some glue all along the back of it, and you just push it down on your little deal. So there is our inside piece for our card. You can actually go ahead and put this down inside our card base. Stamp and seal. I hope you all are staying well. We've had an outbreak in the area and in our church, but it's pretty much under control now, so we're hoping we can get back to meeting and having fellowship together. Hopefully this coming Sunday. It's going to just kind of depend on how everything goes. Okay, so there's the inside of our card all done. Okay, now let's finish up our little strawberry here. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to do the little leaves. And again, it's the same setup as before. We have a outline stamp, and then we have a fill-in stamp, and that's going to be done in the Granny Apple Green. So we will, guess I should have left my mat out because we're not done stamping. We will do this. The other thing you want to do with this stamp, if you're doing different images, you want to make sure you leave plenty of room in between so you don't cut off some of the other your stamped image with some of the other images that are on the punch. So let me line this up. Hopefully I can line it up fairly good. Same thing. Outline, fill in color. The other thing we're gonna, let's see, do I need two of those? I think I'll just real quick do two just in case. I don't know if I need them, but I would rather have them and have them stamped than vice versa. If you don't get it 100% exact, like I did in that one, let's try that again. It's not really a matter. That one is really off, and I don't want to take a chance on that one. But they can be off a little bit. It seems like the more of them you do, because I did a whole lot of these cards yesterday, you get the feel for how to get it lined up. And then the only other thing we have to stamp, we're going to do a couple of little flowers. Again, it's the same setup. You have an outline stamp and you have a fill-in stamp for the color. So we're going to we'll use the outline stamp. We'll stamp down two of those. color stamp. And it's pretty symmetrical, so it's not too big of a deal. The problem with this one is it's such a light color, it's hard to sometimes tell where you're, okay. It's hard sometimes to line up your image. If I had more light in here, it would be better, but okay, there we go. Not too bad. Okay, then I think that we are done with the stamping. We will now do our punching. So what you do is, like I said, you have to line it up. So you're going to line it up in your punch. And it's just a matter of punching it out. So here's our strawberry. Okay. Like I said, you get lots of other little pieces that we don't really need. Then we will do same way with our little leaf. We're going to go in here. What I do is I kind of line it up, then I push down on the punch a little bit, and it allows me to hold it steady, but I can also still manipulate and move the paper around like I need to. Okay. Here is our top for our strawberry, and then I did do one more. Let's see if I can trim this off. Stick this in here. My standing camera gals, I wish I could hear you. You're probably all saying, Sherry, I can't see you. Okay, there we go. Get rid of some of this trash. For some reason, I don't have my trash can here, so it's okay. All right, so then what you do is you just take your little green stem, you take your glue. Well, actually, you know what, I did this with glue dots because that ended up being so much faster, and they hold on perfectly fine. So if you have a glue dot, then all you do is you take your glue dot, stick your little deal on it, pull it off, and stick it on the top of your strawberry. Like so. There you have a cute little strawberry. Isn't that cute? I think they're real. Of course, I love strawberries. If you don't like strawberries, you probably don't like this set quite so much, but I think I love strawberries. One of my most favorite fruits, actually. Okay, so now we're going to take, we're going to use our blending brush, first of all. And the only thing you do for your blending brush is you take your ink pad. This is the Coastal Cabana pad. Piece of scratch paper. And what you do is you take your pad, you take your brush, and you just kind of daub on it, rub it around a little bit, get a little bit of ink on there. I rub it off before I start on my inside. And then you don't want to use a ton of pressure. I use very light pressure. And you can build and make this as dark as you want. I don't want it very dark. I just kind of want a hint of it on the back of this circle. This is going to be our focal point for the front. And I don't even know if you all can see that, but you just get a really nice blended color range there. If we were doing more than one color, it would be even more apparent what we did, but it's pretty cool. Okay, so we're done with our blending brush. Now, oh, I said we're done stamping, but we're really not. I need to excuse me for my reach and for the racket it's probably going to be made. We have to do a little bit of background stamping on our circle. So we have this leaf and a few flower images, and so we're going to stamp this as a background on our circle. And I'm going to ink it up. I'm going to stamp it off, and we're doing second generation stamping. And I'm just going to kind of put it on here. No rhyme or reason, just kind of where I want it to see. And do I have my pad under here? No, I don't. And I should have. Let's try it. This is going to be kind of covered up, so I'm not going to be too concerned about the bad stamping on that part. Stamp off. And stamp once again. And this time I should get a much better image because I have my pad underneath. Ah, perfect. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our card front. We're going to take, we're going to build our layers. So we have our designer series paper. We have our backing for that. We're going to put this on, put it right on there. I'm going to use my stamp and seal, a little bit in each corner. This is a very narrow margin here. Only about probably 1/16 scant, 1/8 of an inch border. I'll put that on there. Okay. Then that we're going to take our circle. We're going to put it down, and this is actually going down flat. Oh, I kind of messed up. Oh well, it's okay. We'll get it. I should have put this on first because what you do is you trim off part of it. So it should be equal with the blue. On this particular card, it's going to be equal with the white because I forgot. So we're just going to trim this off. You wouldn't even have to trim it if you wanted to put it over in the middle and have the whole thing go in there. That would work too. Okay. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take some of our twine, just a small piece of it. I'm going to straighten this out because when they put them on those round things, it gets really crinkly. So I'm just going to take this. First of all, I think I'll put my glue dots down. So I just took a couple of glue dots and put them where I thought I was going to have this loopy element of the card be. Then we'll just take this. You're going to wrap, I just take 2 fingers and I kind of wrap it 3 times. Okay. Then you take your scissors, you trim it off. Now, the thing about this is you don't want it to be really exact. So I sometimes pull out one just a little bit, just to give it a little bit of a different look. Ideas for it to be kind of free-falling, sloppy, whatever you want to call it. And then I just stick it down on the glue dots. Now, I seem to not gone quite far enough down with my glue dots, so I'll just put another one underneath there to hold it. Oh, I see what happened. One of the glue dots stayed on my pokey tool. Okay. Okay. Then we will take we're going to start building our strawberries, okay? So I have I had 2 that I had already done, and 3 and the one that we did on camera. So we're going to take some dimensionals, and please tell me I have dimensionals. I do. I have a few, not very many. Ooh. I better get another bunch in here. So we're going to use the little side pieces of our dimensionals. There's no sense in letting them go to waste. And I'm just going to kind of clip these off. And we're just going to put a couple of pieces on each one of these strawberries. I'd intended to do 2 of them before I got on camera, but you know how that goes. You have good intentions and I never follow through. those. I'll take the backs off. Okay. Now, so then all I did is I just placed these. Now you can place these however you want them. I put one kind of over in this direction. I put one kind of layered over it a little bit. And then I put one down here at the edge. Kind of like so. Okay. And the next thing, and as you can see, I'd already glued all the little stems on these. On the next thing, we're going to have our flowers, and I already have some of those cut. I usually always try to cut quite a few flowers when not just flowers, anything that I'm doing, I cut extras just so that I don't have to make them on. I'll have extras if I want to do something different. So for this one, again, we're going to use our glue dots. Okay, I have glue dots. I just had them in my hand. Did I not? I did, but oh, here they are. They fell down. So again, glue dots make it so much faster. And I always feel like sometimes my videos get too long. I know y'all don't have hours to sit in front of your laptop or whatever and watch YouTube videos. Because, trust me, you can eat up a lot of time doing that. Ask me how I know that. It's kind of my relaxation. I follow a lot of different demos, and I enjoy watching their YouTube videos. Okay, so here you go. Just put these wherever you want. I put one kind of here. I put one kind of under the twine, just because I could. And then I put one down here on the edge of the strawberry at the bottom. Okay, like so. Okay, then I'm actually going to put this down, and I did pop this one up. I'm going to try it on here and see if I have enough dimensionals that I can do that with. I don't have a ton in here, but I do have a few. Now, whenever I'm popping a layer like this up, I put a lot of dimensionals just because I don't want it to sag and be ugly. Let's see what I have left in here. I have a bunch of my edges from my mini dimensionals. I think we can use those. So I always put them in the middle. I usually put about 9 actually, which I know some people probably think, wow, that's a lot, but I don't know. They're not expensive, and I'd rather not have my cards sag, because you know those postage machines that they run through have a lot of pressure on them. Well, that one didn't work. Let's try some different ones. This is a good way to use up all your little scraps of dimensionals. Okay, I only got a couple more and we'll be done. Okay. There we go. Okay. Now we'll take all of these off. I always use my pokey tool because that way I can keep all the little backs together and they're not all over my floor, in my hair, on my clothes, and consequently all over my house. So, sorry, I just bumped the camera. That's another thing. My camera in this new setup is so close that I have to be careful. So trust me, ladies, next video or so we'll be doing something different. So then we're going to put this down. Now I cut this a little bit smaller because I wanted more of the Coastal Cabana to show. I love Coastal Cabana. It's one of my favorite colors. And then the other thing we have to do is we have our thank you. Now we're going to put some dimensionals on here also, But we're going to leave this thank you, the end here, without a dimensional and maybe put a drop of glue, because this is going to be laying over something that's already got dimensionals on the back of it. And if you put dimensionals on the end of here, then it's going to be all wonky and not straight. So we are just going to take a little bit of these. If I had mini dimensionals in here, that's what I would be using, but I don't have any, so I think we'll just, again, snip off a few of these. Let's see, wait a minute. Yeah, that's the right. Thought I was putting that dimensional on the wrong end, and I'm telling you one thing and do something totally opposite. And then one more little bit right here at the end. Okay, and then we can pop off these backings. Okay, and we will put this, and you put it wherever you want. I kind of let it go almost all the way to the blue. Okay, there's that part. Now I need to see if I have one more little top to the strawberry for the inside of, or did I already do that? Oh, I did. Okay, good. So that's already done. Okay, so then for your envelope, now I do need one more set of leaves for the envelope. Now, for the outside of the envelope, you want to make sure, I'm using liquid glue, whatever you use, make sure that you put all the edges down, because this is on the outside of your envelope and you don't want it to have problems with the postal department or the post office. I don't know how your post office is, but man, ours is so sticklers that I just sometimes have trouble getting it. Okay, so then I just leave that. Then the only thing we have left to do is we're going to take our, let's see, do I have I do. I have a silicone sheet. I'm going to put some glue all along the edge. Whoops, not on my paper. Just a little bit. You don't want it all gushing out and getting your envelope stuck down where you don't want it to be stuck. Your envelope flap, I guess I should say. Okay. Make sure your strawberries are going the right direction. We're going to take this and just put it right along the edge of the flap. Just like so. Push it down, and as we've done many times before, all we're going to do is take our scissors and we're going to just trim off right along the edge. This strawberry punch and stamp set will actually be in the new catalog. I'm filming this on Wednesday afternoon. The new catalog for demonstrators is now live. I haven't had a chance to even look at it. Also, the retirement list is coming out. I will try and get something put together to send out to you guys just in case there's any kind of stamp set that you might want. I will tell you, this year they are reducing some of the prices, so they're going to go so quickly. There's not going to be a whole lot of stuff left. Okay, so, oh, one more thing. Let's see, did I bring in my... It doesn't look like I brought in my... Oh, yes, I did. Hold on. So we're going to put a few rhinestones on the front of this. I happen to have some champagne ones that I want to use up, but you could use any kind of embellishment that you want. And so we're just going to put a few on here, however you want, wherever they look nice. I'm just going to put them kind of a little bit closer to the image and just kind of make them I might just put 2 right there. Okay, so that takes care of that. Here's the one that I made earlier. Here's the one that I made today. And it's just a fun little card. You can make it into any sentiment. I happen to do thank you because I need some thank you cards. So that's it for today, ladies. Thank you so much for watching this. Man, it went really long and I apologize for that. I'll be back next week with some more videos. So take care and have a great evening. Bye-bye.